let me know. We are recording, and thank you to the spirits of the universe and the technical guardians for blessing our session today and the technology, sending love through the wires, through the transmission. It's been quite a Mercury retrograde, but we keep at it, right? And wow, new moon in June. So it's a new moon. It's actually already happened, but you know, it's like happening as well, right? It's kind of like past, present, future, all happening at the same time in reality. You know, we just have adopted these very limited browsers of consciousness that, you know, we keep getting confused that this little bandwidth is all that's real. And that's what my friend Shamdas used to say about Maya, right? The concept of Maya is not that life is an illusion. It's that our concept of reality is too small, right? So we're learning in this Earth School how to stretch our consciousness, how to stretch our hearts and our minds, how to stretch ourselves into the capacity of what we truly are. And that's actually a meaning of the word tantra, right? Tan means intensity or to stretch, and tra means also technique or to liberate. So some people say, you know, it means to stretch intensely in the direction of liberation or awakening. Think about that for a moment, just that word for an ancient philosophical system that saw that the very nature of reality is much deeper and wider always, that we're always a part of that, and the intentionality of it is to stretch us open to the truth, right, or to the deeper experience of who we are. And isn't that what we all want, right? And we have that sense of just, you know, there's always like, there's something more, there's something like, you know, and so the path continues. And if you want to make God laugh, tell her your plans. An oldie but a goodie. So here we are. It's a new moon solar eclipse. So think of new moon, right, as it's like kind of the lunar reset each month, a new cycle of that expanding, waxing energy of the mental, emotional fields, individually, collectively, inner consciousness, which is moving through cycles like everything else. And it goes through the dark, you know, the whole cycle goes to the dark moon and then begins again. So it's, in a way, it's a reset, in a way. And then a solar eclipse is great intensity. So it's, you know, somebody said many years ago, it's like a new moon, you know, squared, or to the power of 10. It really amplifies the energy of the new moon, and solar eclipse is always with the new moon. In Vedic astrology, which is what I'm, you know, more tuned into, but I'll just give the Western quickly as well, is the Vedic, it's in the part of the sky called Mrigashira, which is the last degrees of Taurus and the first degrees of Gemini. So in Vedic, it's technically in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. So it's really about earthly things in a way. You know, Venus represents our, you know, structure and form and home and beauty and, you know, enjoying things. But it's also one of the few parts of the sky that's a bridge between the earth, or between elements. So this one's between earth and air, which is Gemini. So for me, it's right in the spot of my rising sign. So I really feeling this one. And Mrigashira is the head of the deer. It's very much about learning to tune in and to listen, to pay attention. It's a sign, you know, it's a part of the sky that's about bridging the two worlds, the material and the internal, the body and the mind, or the heart and the mind also, you could say. And it's moving us in the direction of source. And there's like a longer explanation I can give, what I won't, but one of my favorite Vedic astrologers was kind of speaking about this and saying, you know, it's like the intelligence that's moving us back towards our true source, right? So as we do a reset this morning, a thread you could work with is, it's like recentering. It's the same thing we always do, right? In a way, it's like, it's just amplified today because it's a new moon, a solar eclipse. It's like recentering yourself, everything you've now been through in the last part of your journey since the last time you did it. Where are you? What are you feeling? What are you tuning into? What direction are you moving in? And what adjustments do you want to make, if any? Right? And isn't it wise to be open? Right? To remember our spiritual connection. That's Mrigashira. Right? To really see how I'm walking, the footprints I'm making. I can't, you know, I mean, there's only so much change we can all make. I mean, obviously together there's a lot of change we can make, but as an individual person, I can't really control what the government's doing or the economic structures or whatever, right? But I can work on myself, being part of the whole. So my responsibility is to my own energy and to keep doing the inner work of aligning myself. So I really honor these new moon points, full moon sacred points in the wheel of the year as an opportunity to remember, to realign, and to reconnect. In Western, it's squarely in Gemini, so like toward the, you know, second half of Gemini. So air sign in Western astrology. So, you know, it's definitely affecting this Gemini energy, which is this time of the year, because the sun is, right, it's either in Gemini, well, it's actually in Gemini right now in Western, and moving into that in Vedic. So Gemini is like, that's where the sun is, and when the moon joins the sun, you have the new moon, right? And then the next one will be in its opposite, in the full moon. So yeah, I mean, you know, we're just trying to get a little help, you know, a few clues, right? And so, you know, check in with your favorite astrologers you probably have, or, you know, guides. I'm going to give a shout out to Kaipacha. I love Kaipacha. He does Western astrology, but he's super playful and always, you know, he hits some things really well. I haven't actually listened to his one for this week, but he does like a weekly, the Pele report, Kaypacha, Kaipacha. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just, since this is on Patreon, I'll send you guys a couple links, one to Kaipacha and one to Alexis in Hawaii. And yeah, just, you know, it helps. It gives you maybe like a thread or a word, a mantra, a thought, an awareness to weave into this cycle that we're in. Okay, enough. So are you feeling the intensity? just understand that it's all energy, right? And the things that we actually crave, like passion, purpose, magnetic, alignment, feeling alive, vitality. These are all powerful energies. They're all intense. Even peace, by its nature, Shanti, 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 right? It's intense, dynamic energy that just happens to be in balance. That's what peace is. So peace is not, boring, bland, static. It's happening. It's vital. It's alive. It's aligned. Right? So let's just start with that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Do it with me again. Like, feel it in every cell in your body. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yeah. Let's do it again and send it out now. It's kind of loving, dynamic vibration. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let go where you can. Let go of what you don't need with your breath. Breathe in new light, new waxing energy. And let's do one more Shanti, and just sending it out to the heart of the cosmos, heart of the earth. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace within me, peace within nature, peace within the divine in all of creation. Some positive energy. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Parimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. Sing with me. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam, to nourish, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Rakshamam, to protect. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. Bolo Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahimam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha. Shelter me, shelter me in your love, in your wisdom. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah, Om Gam Ganapataye Namah, Hari Om Gam Ganapataye Namah. Deep breath, alive, vital, vibrant. Hold it a moment, few seconds, and exhale through the mouth. Dynamic, letting go. Again, deep healing breath. Reconnect with your light. Remember it, hold it, feel it, strong. Exhale, letting go. Space for the infinite, space for the mystery. And focusing within the heart, within the lotus of the heart, where all the energies meet and touch in union. Just feeling your heart prayer this morning. Open me to the mystery. Remembering together. This is the word the yogis use, the shamans use. Remembering, smaranam, remembering who you are, remembering your connection, remembering the wisdom that lives inside you, the love that lives inside you. And with good energy into this new cycle, just planting a seed today in your heart, mind, physical world, reality, home, body. Calling on my guides and teachers, seen and unseen. Calling on the power of love and truth to guide me, to heal my mind. Please help me to overcome the challenges in my life. Please help me to see with love and wisdom, humility. And take a moment to just really feel the alignment Holding the hands at the heart. Powerful confluence. And just pointing in a good direction. And I invite you to just pull one energy forward as what you want to increase more of in your life right now. What is it I want to increase more right now? Be it, feel it. Just go right into the breath. So first like a slow Bastrika. So the inhale is belly and heart, like a wave, and the exhale, drawing the navel in, collapsing slightly. Ignite. Simple, powerful. Just breathing like that, like just sometimes gently turning it on is better than forcing it on, right? Just letting it open. And we want to remember to breathe more and more with the diaphragm into the Manipura. And that full Mahat breath up into the heart, into the head. You can actually feel it up here. Now let's try a little Kapalabhati. So think like medium strength, not like too soft and not too harsh, but still keeping your face soft and your ears and eyes relaxed. And the emphasis right here in the navel, that like when you sneeze, sharp contraction here, but then the inhale more relaxed. Okay, take a rest for a moment, just relax, breathe normally in and out. So when you can feel, so a little awareness, when you feel the shrotas are the passages, when you feel they're more open already, that's good, right? It just means the breath pathway is more open. And other times you'll feel more congestion. It might be like physical, maybe mental, but also like phlegm, right? Mucus, kapha. So then you just have a little more work to do. And what you could do, let's try this, block off your left nostril. And let's just do a couple times for the right nostril. It's like 10 times. And use tissue as needed. Now slow it down and do a couple long breaths. You can even flare the nostril a little bit. And then tune into that, release the hand, notice how that feels. Can you feel more opening, more, right? As the shrotas open more prana flows freely. More Ben and Jerry's at nighttime. Maybe a little more mucus in the morning. Maybe not so much. Maybe dairy-free Ben and Jerry's. Right? You just have to be smart. Okay, other side now, left side, moon. And a couple slow ones. Let your body just be very sensitive. Let it move and, adjust. The head of the deer, right? The more blocked our pathways are, neural pathways, nasal pathways, prana pathways, the less the river flows, right? The less current. The more we can open these subtle pathways, they're just happening through the day in a good way. Okay, one last time now with both nostrils. Do between 10 and 20. Then a couple slow breaths. Let your body and your breath teach you how to breathe today. Great. Okay. Next, neck. We're going to do a couple things for the neck. So we do a lot of neck stuff usually, at least a few every time. I'm going to add a couple more today. Neck mobility, try to do every day, just even if it's a little. It's so important. Okay? So first thing, just maybe turn your palms up and just draw the upper shoulders up and back. Draw the inner shoulder blades together a little bit more. And we're just going to turn and then chin in slightly. Inhale right, exhale left. And you can feel, for most of us, we can feel one side's a little more restricted. All right, so just biomechanically, when the shoulders are set back more properly, there's more range of motion in the neck. The more the shoulders come forward, the more it blocks the natural movement of the neck. Okay, so this is one good to do. Very good to do. Okay, now inhale up, just like how we do. Lift the sternum a little. And here you just gently stretch. And exhale down. Tuck the chin slightly in. Inhale up. Extension. As you come down, slight tuck in. And without forcing too much, just gently stretch the tissue, the fascia. Okay, great. Next one, neutral. So just kind of think we're covering the major directions of the neck. Now we're going to go side to side, but I want you to take the chin slightly in. And think of not taking the lower ear down, because that actually shortens the neck. Think of taking this ear up. So it kind of really lengthens you. So it's like up, up. And you can feel that stretch into the scalenes. This is, I think even I don't do this one enough. It's so good. And you can feel it working down here through the outer edge of the trapezius. It's also a major energetic spot, gallbladder meridian. Feel it? Anything to the extreme will usually create momentum back the other way, right? So as you just start to feel where the edge is, try to do it in a sensitive way. Okay, next one. We're going to do forward. So don't do this, don't overdo this. Now, a lot of people are stuck here. So this is not where we want to be. Now we're going to do the second part, which is the most important. Chin in and slightly down. So you feel the back of the neck lengthen instead a few times. My friend Jeremy Brook, chiropractor, calls this the funky chicken. Good. It just keeps you lubricated. Okay, last one. A little more maybe. So think of this as like Surya Namaskar for the neck. And then last one, just put your hand on your sternum. And we're just going to do like little half circles. First the back direction. So just, yeah, easy, sweet. A lot of tension builds up in this area, which restricts the breath pathway, but also the nerve pathways, right? And then we go forward. So kind of like, and if you're feeling, so you could do this very gently, and then we'll go into the full circles. If this feels good, you just very gently, but what I like to do is like let the whole chest move. That makes it super safe, and then that way you're not working against those joints. 3 times. And then just get your head on straight for a moment. All right. Come on up to standing. So that's a great little routine to do regularly. Let's say at least once a week. Try to get your head on straight and lubricated. And let's just continue into the shoulders. Lubrication. So about maybe 5 to 6 like this. And then go back. Kind of get your body into it. So, right, there's the powerful muscles in the upper back, the chest. For many people, we have, and then also if you do any kind of strength work, you're making the muscles more tight. But over time, this area begins to calcify, so you got to keep it moving. Now let's do side to side. Bend the knees. Just playful. It's fluid. And back. And then just with the hands now, so you get the heart into it. Get vital. So don't be afraid of intensity, right? Just understand that, I had this saying for many years that came to me after one trip to India. So intensity without breath is called stress, right? And intensity with breath is yoga. So just following this intense theme, really understanding that your body can actually handle strong flows of energy, strong emotions, strong energetic currents in the nerves. But when we're not in an aligned state, it overloads the circuits. Okay, great. Next one. Let's do the hips. So 5 times. It's nice and fluid. And if you put your hand on your low back and belly, you can also just feel the spine getting a nice movement. And then back the other way one more time. Maybe with the arms up. It's one of my favorite ones. Just opening the spiral. And then back the other way. Slow, First gear, second gear, and then if you can, take it up a little. Awesome. Ankles, knees, like, and then notice if you start to feel, you know, the energy starts pumping a little, the circulation. So we do like, just lubricating your ankle joint, opening up the joint capsule. And then try this, just one side. Just a real simple thing, just lubricating the knee. So putting weight into the knee a little bit and just a little bend. And another side. Super easy. And then the wrists. Maybe 8 times. Deep breath. Circuits on. So most of us, I think, you know, as we go through these cycles in life, energetic cycles, you hit points where you just get overloaded. Like it's just feels overwhelming, or, you know, that ruptures somehow. And, you know, the thing is then you come back. And I mention often the idea of strengthening the vessel, right? So think of your nerves as channels of energy, conduits. You can have healthy nerves, good myelin sheath, good capacity to hold energy, right? Healthy tissue, healthy heart, lungs, right? Bones, tendons, ligaments. So you want to do your best to strengthen this vessel. Knees soft, feet straight ahead. Let the arms flop. Let it really flop. Open the jaw, really release your jaw, take a deep breath. So this is the kind of stuff, right, you want to just do regularly to just keep the prana moving. That's why they're called prana muktasanas. And in, you know, traditional ancient systems of hatha yoga, they are done as really preliminary exercises to open the consciousness to the meditative process that is yoga, right? But also you start developing a intuitive relationship. It makes it safer for the joints, etc. Okay. So now take your left hand on top of your right hand, bring it right at your navel level. Right? Feet are straight ahead, knees soft, and kind of press in. And we're just going to turn. It's okay for the hip to come forward, but keep the feet flat on the ground. And then bring the chin in. And it's like a spiraling all the way up. And you can try to feel that spiral from the inner feet all the way to the top of the head. Take a couple deep breaths. And release, unwind slowly. Feel that? Feel it? So the twists are so important to help unwind the stiffness that gets in there. All right, let's go right over left into the navel. Navel point, except during pregnancy. Pregnancy, you let the cosmos expand. But rest of the time, just draw in. Right? Uddiyana means flying up. And I inhale, lift, and spiral. Don't go, 0 to 60 too fast. Just go slow. Left shoulder pulls back. And I can feel so for you guys, it's your right sacroiliac joint spiraling in, left hip pulling back, lumbar moves in, shoulders back, chin in. And release. How does that feel? Okay. Let's do one more here before we go into some namaskars. So because this time, the new moon, the solar eclipse, is really a intense, kind of active time, we're going to just try this one to wake up the solar plexus a little bit and working with intensity, working with vitality. I think of health as intense vitality channeled in the right ways that creates this vibrant ecosystem. And same with anything, right? Like the financial systems, all the systems of life, they want a lot of energy, but they want that energy balanced and flowing in the proper channels. So knees soft, inhale, arms up. And here just feels good, reach up, and then a little breath of fire. And you feel that tightness there. Start with the eyes open, just make sure you feel good, not getting lightheaded at all. And just do about 10 to 10. Feel your power, feel the strength. Okay, good. Last one, and just hold it. And feel some strength for a moment. Make a fist. It's a peaceful fist, but just feel that, yeah. Okay. All right, let's do it again. Think of yourself as like this little mini power station, and you're charging yourself up, getting the resilience happening, remembering your fiery spirit. Whew. Awesome. Okay, cool. Back in. Hold it. Okay, knees soft. You can do it with open hand or fist. So I kind of do it like I'm grabbing and pulling in. And a little turn of the torso. And relax. Feel it. You start to just tune into how the circulation moves, how the pulses of energy happen. Prana Shakti. Okay, beautiful. Namaskara, just simple namaskars this morning. We'll do to sun and moon, because they're actually in the same place. So sun and moon over here. I almost put them opposite each other. So this is where they're together. They're doing their dance of relationship. They're together. And earth. And Mrigashira is also connected in the Vedic tradition to Soma. So Soma rules over this part of the heavens. Soma, as you may recall, or maybe it's the first time you're learning, but Soma is the Vedic deity of water. So rejuvenation, resilience, soma relating to the body, somatics. So Om Shrim Som Somaye Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Bhumi Devi Namaha. Sun, moon, earth. And today also adding Soma. So knees soft. Let's do it this way. Just like we'll do some nice fluid salutations. So bring the hands up to the third eye. Inhale to the third eye. Exhale, French press from here. Engage the bandhas gently as you can. Squeeze your pelvic floor, belly in. Scoop up to the heart. And let's go down again. Gently squeeze the pelvic floor. One more time up. And as you offer down, now think of just offering the energy down to Mother Earth. Bandhas, hold. Open the palms, inhale, sweep up, knees soft. Palms face forward, belly in, look up softly with your neck. Exhale down through the midline. Knees soft, yeah. Just hang. Pulse a little bit. And then back to downward dog. Ground your palms, keep it nice and fluid. And we're going to bend the right knee and stretch the left leg deeply. The water channels in the back of the body, bladder meridian, through the hamstring, calf, and then switch. Big breath. Switch again one more time, just in your own rhythm. Gentle stretch of the nerves, gentle stretch of the tissue. So good. Good soma. Both legs straight as you can. Stretch the arms. Inhale, plank. Okay, knees down if you need to. Otherwise, just hold. Pulse a little bit. Like kind of wake up that Shakti pulse inside. And then slowly down into pranam. Forehead to the earth. Point the toes back. Namaskar. Deep listening, Shravana. And then into Shalabhasana. So we're going to slide the hands back under the shoulders, lift head and chest, and pulse. So nice toning in the legs. Little paddling perhaps, just keep it, nice and free. Static, boring, stuck often. Not that you can't do static stuff, but just, really get the energy, vibrant and strong. Tops of the feet down. Let's just do a little baby cobra. Firm your legs, squeeze your buttocks about, 40-50%, and lift the upper back, chest. So little baby cobra, and now use the hands slowly, shoulders back, inner shoulder blades, squeeze, heart forward and up. And down. Through all fours. Downward dog. Take a big breath in and out. Come up on the balls of the feet. And then look forward, bend your knees, and just kind of pulse a little bit. And you can even jump slightly. And then step or jump, feet to the hands. Pull your heart forward. So bend the knees a little, put your hands on the outer shins, and right here, this point right here, that part pushes in. That stabilizes the whole leg and the knee. So as you push in, widen the sitting bones. And so it's like shins in, thighs out, or sitting bones out. Pulse a little bit if you can. So it feels it's not strained. And then arms to the sides with strong roots come up. Belly in, reach up. And hands back to the heart. So, I made these salutations up, but there are many forms, and this is just another way of moving and breathing. And so it's kind of integrating a little more fluid movement, but also with the, some core pieces, the namaskar, the shalabhasana to strengthen the back, etc. So let's just play a little bit, knees soft. And don't feel, like the reason I say that is like, don't feel you have to, do everything how I'm doing it. You feel free to add a little bit. So inhale to the deer's head up here, third eye. Clear mind, cultivating clear mind, clear vision. Exhale down. Squeeze your pelvic floor, Mula Bandh. Up to the heart just once. Full bandhas, hold for a second. Belly in. Good. Open the palms. Next inhale, reach up. Knees soft. Exhale, flowing down, waterfall. Pulse a little here. So you could also add a shoulder stretch. Reach your arms up. And then release down. And then you can go back to downward dog. You'd also just put in a little bakasana, those that want to practice bakasana. Haven't done that in a long time. So you can throw one of those in there, little crow. And then back to downward dog. Inhale to plank. And you could also do knees down. And let's add a little pulse, so sideways, just turning. You don't have to stack the feet, just turn and hand to the heart and then down. So as I'm moving slowly, I'm engaging my side core muscles here, latissimus, obliques, and engaging the belly. So nice fluid core movement. And you can also just, of course, do it from the knees, right, like this. The core muscles go from your chest, nipples, all the way down to the knees. Right? So chest to knees. All right, back to plank. Lower down. Namaskar. Om Bhumi Jai Ma. Listening to the earth. And then hands back, Shalabhasana. Okay, baby cobra from the legs. You could also add the fingertip cobra. Hands are a little more out and forward. Track it, feel it. And then come down and do it a couple more times. It's like, how much is good? And perhaps, deepening as you go. And then back to all fours. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend the knees, look forward. And just a few hops. And then step or jump, feet forward. Outer shins in, press in. Activating down through the feet, shins down into the feet. Sitting bones wide. So your legs are like strong, active, and dynamic. Pulse the torso a little. And then arms to the sides. Inhale, come up. Belly in. And exhale back. Okay, so here's just a quick check of your hip flexors. So feet apart, hip width. So imagine the front of the ilium here, the front part of the ilium, like headlights. You want to keep that level. And then I'm just going to, so there's a slight shift of the weight, but you're just going to lift that back leg up. And then once you kind of feel it, you want to, the idea is you're not tilting. Right, so you're just able to lift. That means that the hip flexors are strong, are kind of stabilizing you. If you have to lean a lot, it means that they're weak. All right, and then try the other side. It's a real simple thing. I'm pulling out my tricks for the teacher training this week or tomorrow. All right, so that's just a good one to see because you want them both stable. And then the other one is just same thing, but just to lift in front. Right, like to be able, like, you know, the first time it's maybe you just have to wake everything up, but then it just becomes smoother. And we shouldn't have to compensate too much. And this is now for the psoas. Yeah, good. Every movement that we do is related directly, proportionately to the stability. So whenever you go to do, you know, let's say you go into triangle, if you don't have stability, that movement isn't supported. So what happens to a lot of people is they're kind of weak here, and then they overstretch the ligaments or the muscles, and then they push against them. The more you are rooting, the more you're lifting out and are supported, yeah? So this is the concept of sthira, steadiness, anchoring. So you always kind of know where your foundation is and where your roots are. And then the sukha is where you're expanding away from that movement. The first thing the seed does is the seed needs stability somewhere. It needs a stable soil or connection, or the human seed attaches to the lining of the uterus. Right? So then it just is able to have that stiram and then can grow. Okay. All right. So now, let's take that into, let's work with the sthira a little bit. So feet apart, hip width. And we're going to just really work with stable and moving from there. So first one, I'm going to take the left foot back a little bit. And we get hands on the hips. And with the right knee bent, just come toward. Breathe, not too deep. Spread your toes, push through the back foot. Keep the right knee bent. And now slowly come up, touch very lightly with your left foot. Whoop. And bring it in and up. Belly in. Now if you can from here, take the arms up, any amount, and then that left leg straight. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to do one more, bend the right knee. Let's try to go back to a little crescent or a deeper crescent. You get nice and grounded. Level the hips forward. The headlights level, the front hip bone. And then reach up evenly. Find your breath. Wiggle the fingers. Chin in. Bring it all together. Take one big breath. Now slowly hands back to the heart. Actually, you can go to the hips. And then let's step forward. And just stay in the space of energetically rooting, knees soft. Integrating. Relax jaw, relax neck. Okay, great. Now, side two. Try it this way. Okay. So, right leg back, right leg back. Left knee bent. Little pulse. Just kind of play with that a little bit. So, you might fall at first and then just kind of figure out how to get stable. Now slowly bend the left knee and bring right leg forward in front. Hips level. It's kind of like gateway into many things. Arms up. Do your best, big breath, full intensity to the whole body. Bend the left knee, little baby step, or deeper rooting. So if at first it doesn't feel stable, go a little wider. Get stable, hips level, belly in. And then give it a little juice. Take a big breath in. And then hands to the hips, look forward, steady gaze also. And then all I'm doing is working with energy. Up and turn. Peaceful, strong. Up. From the heart, now turning left arm. Chin back. Relax. Deep. It's like, you know, the moments you can really let yourself go deep into your feeling, deep into your nervous system, deep into your emotion, deep into your consciousness. It's like we all are learning to really strengthen this vessel to be able to hold a more dynamic current, hold more of our energy. Okay, awesome. Next one, feet parallel. Actually, let's do this. I want to do it this way. So a little wider and feet out. So kind of lubricating the hips, press the heels to come up. Press your feet. Just get into a nice flow a few times. That's a really good one. And let's do, next one we're going to hold it, okay? Like 2 to 3 breaths. Intense. Press the feet, come on up. Hands on the hips, feet parallel. Firm the inner thighs, firm the outer thighs. Push into the feet. So it's always like the action of the legs, especially when it's symmetrical like this, but it's this hugging, creating stability, and rooting, sthiram. Right? Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. So just opening solar plexus, nice and bright. Take a breath here. Enjoy a nice, sweet back bend, right? Not too much. Okay, now forward, hinging from the hips. And then all the way down. As possible. 3 breaths. Okay, bend the knees a little, hands to the outer hips, legs strong, flat back, come up. Adjust the feet so you feel stable again. Especially, you know, if you're, most surfaces you're going to slip usually at least a little bit. Right foot out, 90 degrees, back foot slightly in. Bend to a square, Parsvakonasana for the hips. Just pulse a little here. So, you know, generally you don't want the knee to go too far past the ankle because that puts strain on the ligaments. But, you know, for like a moment, a little bit's fine. So it's a gate, right? Opening the groin, the adductors. Okay, now, so stretching, lengthening, that's not a good word. Expanding the pelvis, the pelvic floor, Press into the back heel. Those of you that can, grab the inner ankle and push your elbow into the side of the knee, the inner side. And then open the chest. Breathe here. Feel free to do more, but make sure you can breathe. Good. Now left arm up, legs strong. Come up through warrior two. Turn in, readjust. Good work in this whole, like stabilizing the hip, opening the hip, toning the muscles. All right, same thing. Left foot out 90. Front of the ankle, front of the knee, front of the hip, all straight. Back heel turns slightly out. See that? Just pivot. Bend. Yeah, just pulse it, juice it a little bit. Okay, now roll open. Find your breath. Pelvis spreads. Those of you that can go a little deeper, go deeper. You can also use a block there. Legs strong. Inhale, come up. Sthiram. Earth power, grounding. Every pose has some part of it that's rooting dynamically, earthing. Oops. Okay, back to the right side. Slight turn in. And we're going to do Trikonasana. Hinge deep. Strong lines from the pelvis down through the feet, even. Scoop the right hip under, roll the chest back. So I'm like, pretty much at a, very taut point here, but there's still like a little room. Reach up with Chin Mudra if you like. Beautiful clear shape, 3 breaths. Now bend the right knee, so now we're back to Parsvakonasana, right? Strong legs, press the feet, rooting, and come up. 3 breaths here. Poise, balance. And then press the feet and come in. Adjust. Hands at the heart. Feel the aliveness, dynamic, vibrant energy flowing through you. Om Namah Shivaya. I am life, right? Dynamic, flowing energy. Okay, left foot out, right heel out. Firm the legs, firm your thighs, inner and outer leg, best you can. Hinge. Sound effects as you like. Left hip deep. And then again, like there's still a little play, but I'm super strong in the legs. Holding firm, left hip under. You can even like bend the right knee a little bit, that back leg. See how I'm doing that? That'll help you get more lumbar curve in there. But it's just a fun thing to play with. And then lean back, roll your chest open, legs strong. 3 breaths. Go after it, breathe deeply. Now bend the left knee. Legs strong, inhale up. It's okay to come out for a moment if you need to. 3 breaths, gazing out over the left hand. Chin in. So you're really staying aligned through the center of your body. And smile. And in. Keep it coming. About hip width apart. And we're just going to play for a moment. Just into that Soma many years ago, many years ago, like through the mists of time, when I taught, I think it was at Yoga Works probably. And one day I was just like, wow, man, everybody looks so like tense and tight and no one's smiling, and what am I going to do? Oh my goodness. And just brought in a little playfulness and spontaneous dancing, put on some music, and I remember like this incredible shift, right? Like people just start smiling and feeling their energy, and then it's like, okay, now let's bring that into this, right? So we can't always be joyful, right? But we can, whatever it is that we're doing, we can find a way to tap into prana, tap into the flow. Whether it's doing your art, playing the music, focusing on work, doing your yoga, making the food. Okay. Soma Guru. The flow. Learn, let the flow be your guide. Or as Rumi says really beautifully, embrace the flow and let it guide you, right? Coleman Barks translation. So, the flow, it's happening. The dude, right? The chick, the dude. We are the disciples of the flow. Let's do an Om. So just big, resonant, vibrating, healing Om. Om Karabindu Samyuktam Nityadyanti Yoginaha. Om Karaya Namo Namaha. Come on down to the earth plane. All right, so let's see. And just have the knees in the air, feet on the floor, hip width apart. In general, you're going to keep the feet hip width apart, so the spacing for the femur bones and the sacrum is spacious, but feel free to, adjust as you need to. Arms out to the sides, perpendicular to the body. And then just lift up onto the heels, so balls of the feet lift, and just start to pulse here a little bit. Just gradually increasing the amount of torque. And then you kind of go side to side. So this movement also really good. Now try a little bit with just the feet down now. So it's opening up through your back, your quadratus. It's a very important low back stabilizing muscle. It gets very tight through the erectors, glute medius, IT band. So just go back and forth like a couple times in a way that feels good. And I like to add a little pulsing on that top leg. It's like pulling taffy, you can feel that fascia being pulled open, stretched. Okay, now pick a side, either side, and the top knee, the higher knee, push that down toward the lower shin, and you'll feel more stretch, IT band, hip, waist. And now turn away from the knees, head and chest. And your opposite shoulder, the one away from the knees, just rooting that toward the floor. Big breath. Now wake up your hands, both hands, palms like warrior two. Wake up your feet. Big breath. Whole body, energy circuit. And relax, come up. That felt really good. I hope it did for you too. So, be dynamic, right? Just find these little currents within the poses. Really important. Find these little movements, micro movements within the poses that allow a deeper experience for you and start to open up the body. Okay, now other side, top knee pressing. And I'm going to push the top knee toward the bottom, shin, ankle. Remember, hands and feet, wrists and ankles are important energetic points. Reach through your arms like warrior two. Turn your head away from the knees, chest away from the knees. Breathe. Big breath. And release. I hope that translates. I can really feel it. So I'm trying to find words that match that. That's really important for teaching, I think, right? From your own experience. A little reference for the training. But at the same time, that's a guide just for you to, turn it on, feel it in your own way. Okay, legs up. A couple times, just moving. Okay, now hands behind the head. So one thing, when you're doing core work that's very good is actually shortening the muscle. So think of like rectus abdominis from the bottom part of the ribs, sternum, down into the pubis, without crunching the head too much forward. You don't want to do that. The head lifts a little, but you really can feel it in the muscles, and then down. Strong and vital. I want you to really feel it. Even if you just do one. Now, those of you that can do a little more here, you're going to stay with me, and the rest of you are going to rest as you need to. Drop the left leg down just a little bit, bend it at first. If that's all right, you can straighten it more, maybe all the way, and if you can go even more, you do it here. Just take a breath. Bend the knee, bottom leg, back in and up. Relax the head down for a moment. Back up. Right leg now bends. So you don't want to overload your psoas muscle or your hip or low back. So you just do it in stages, and eventually you can straighten more and keep these nice long lines. Big breath. Back in and totally relax now. Hands on your belly. Open the release valve full on. Just do it for your gut biome, virome, serotonin, immune system. Reset. Om Namah Shivaya. And then just relax for a moment. Let's do like a little mini shavas in 30 seconds. Okay, one more round of some solar panel activation. Check your solar panels. We all have solar panels. So just, knees up smoothly. So we're going to start out, we're going to just, add as we go. So my feet are energized. Yeah. And then just crossing over, left elbow, right knee. But then you could also straighten the arm. And that gives you a little more pull. So as we cross, we get not only the abdominals, front abdominals, but we get the side obliques. So like one round here, just, do it for a little bit. And then rest a moment again. Another release. If you have animals in your house, notice what they're up to right now. They're probably like, whoa, what's going on? Okay, next one. Same thing, right? But if you can now add a little bit of straightening to the opposite leg. So maybe it's just like a little bit, but nice and strong. And don't take it too low, like kind of keep it up a little bit. With the breath. And when it feels like enough for now, hands on the belly. And let go. Legs straight. Shavasana, 30 seconds. A little wider this time. Legs wider, arms wider. Just letting go. All right, then just roll to the right side. Take a couple breaths on your side. And come on up. Let's just hang out here for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. So remember the word asana means a seat, right? It's the literal meaning. So the seat of energy, prana within the body, the seat of the mind, the seat of health, all those apply. Because every meaning in yoga has the whole in mind, holistic. So sometimes, our minds are going like full force gale, hurricane, stress mind. It's like a drunken monkey stung by a scorpion. And sometimes just sit, right? Like, okay, I've got like enough yogic training here to just feel where my energy's at, and now just take a moment. Get your sthira sukha. Not easy, I'm not saying it's easy, right? Sometimes it's hard, but just come back quick as you can. If life was easy, we'd be looking at a different reality down here on planet Earth. So, find ease where you can. Sukha, ease, the complement to sthira, grounding. Sthira, sukha. Say those words with me out loud. Sthira, sukha, sthira, sukha, sthira, sukha, sthira, sukha. Steadiness and lightness. Got it? This is big key from Yoga Sutras. Sthiram sukham asanam. The process of asana embodies both the principles of grounding, stability, and lightness. Okay, now let's go to the right. So a nice open, kind of like right angles with the calf and the thigh. And we're going to push the heart toward the knee. We'll do a little more in a moment. I want you to just kind of get in as deep as you can here. And then just, if you could stay here, and if you have a little more room, just start to straighten that back leg, but keep it active. So it's like an active pigeon variation, and keep bringing your left shoulder, top shoulder toward the earth. "30 seconds, minimum. Keep breathing, make it dynamic, make it deep. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, great. Come on up. If the back leg is straighter, just pull it back in, right angles. It's good just to get on the floor, regularly. It's good for your joints. It's good for the body's resilience. Okay, same thing now, other side, right angles. The regular pigeon is great, and there's also some issues with it, especially around the knee, potentially. But this is takes you into a different part of the hip socket. And we're getting a nice deep external rotation here. So now again, heart toward knee, little pulse. I'm using this hand to anchor me and pull me in a little bit. So kind of get as deep as you can, figure out where the resistance is, and then from here, just start to work it back a little more. And this arm also, the arm out here, so if it's left side, left arm, is going to be also stabilizing. Nice deep breath. Keep that back leg dynamic also. Come on up. Let's do one more here. We'll do Janu Shirsasana, very important classical pose. So you're going to break it down. I mean, I have like various lists from different texts, but you know, somewhere around 12 to 84 asanas is really a full cycle. Everything else is pretty much variations. So hips level, bend your left knee, right leg straight. A little pulse. Now, hamstrings are tight. You can sit up on something. You can also bend the knee so that it gives your pelvis more room to move. Left arm up. Dandasana, belly in, chin in. And then reach. Okay, readjust. And then you can hold the foot with both hands if you like. I came up so I can talk. And then try to keep a sense of your midline, strong roots, and 3 deep breaths. Okay, come up just halfway. And then unwind slowly. Just take a moment, let everything readjust. So, when you're in the forward bends, really try to breathe. It's harder, but you're massaging the organs there, which is a very important part. It also, the forward bends, when you breathe that way, help to increase Agni. Okay, so right knee. Little bounce at first. Great. Stabilize. Sitting bones back and apart. Reach forward. Kind of reload. And then forward. Find your breath and breathing deep into the belly. Massaging the abdominal organs. And then strong base, inhale, come up. And release. And again, just come back to the straddle. And let's do a little pulse here. To get these major tendons and muscles through the inner legs working. Okay, simple sitting now. A few moments. Meditation. Feel free to, follow your flow. So kind of instead of doing inversions today, I think we'll just do some meditation, but, you can add as you like. So, bookends, right? Just a moment to following this energy of the solar eclipse, the new moon. Taking a little time now, meditation. Open to your inner wisdom, higher self, divine self. And with all my strength, with all my love, with all my intention, going in a good direction. And asking the energy of grace, however you tune into that, right? Spirit, your guides, teachers helping you move through these challenges. Send healing energy. And then settling into meditation. Now let's work with the, you can do whatever you like, but just the offering today is 2 seed mantras, Om and Hrim with H. It's tantric meditation that fuses the cosmic and earth energies, feminine, masculine. As you inhale, mentally repeat Om and feel the cosmic energy flowing in. And as you exhale, Hrim, H-R-I-M, Hrim. It's the earth energy flowing out. In. Om. Hrim. Om for the mind. Hrim for the heart. They're moving and joining within the heart space. In a very relaxed feeling, touch into the depth inside you. Feel the space inside. Relaxed, spacious awareness. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the infinite, loving consciousness of the universe. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the infinite, loving energy of Source flowing through and filling my being. And let your mind rest in that connection. Feel it. Tattvamasi. You are that. answers are in the silence. They come in their own time. Be ready. So feel free to just stay in meditation or relax on the earth 5 more minutes. So take your time and enjoy the stillness. Feeling the energy of this new cycle, solar eclipse. Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. So this one just came back through this morning. Om Hrim, the energies of creation. Namah Shivaya, 5 elements, divine essence. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my salutations to this Guru, this teacher that is life. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave couple more, like a meditation. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. It's like a little prayer to creation, saying, you are my teacher. I offer my salutations. Teach me. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. One more. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. It's so deep, it has no end. It's so present, it's always here. Completely loving, you are held. Friend to all. The Tao, the way, it is completely awake. You are it, that, she, he, they, we. It's always here. So just keep learning how to tap into it. Use it. Remember it. Love it. Learn from it. But most of all, realize you are it. And it is flowing through everyone and everything. I don't know how to say it any more than that. Right? It's on. It's here. It's now. Big, big maha holding of this moment. Zoom out, good. Yes, zoom in, good. Zoom out. Planetary living on planet Earth right now. Shifts in consciousness. Intense. Learning to go beyond ways of war, subjugation, appropriation. Learning to live in harmony and resonance with Mother Earth, Mother Nature, in a loving way. The dying of old patterns, the birthing of new ones, the cycles of life. How can I keep evolving, healing, learning, and growing, and showing up with resilience? Keep rebirthing myself. And to be aware of not getting caught in old limiting beliefs rooted in fear, in lack, in ignorance, in smallness. Open the window to infinite consciousness daily. Give thanks for Mother Earth. Simple things, simple rituals. It ain't easy. Sometimes it is. Enjoy that, you know. But yeah, deep. Deep, deep. Thank you. I needed this today, this medicine. You know, in all candidness, you know, I think for some people it may be easy to do this. It's not easy for me. I mean, once, you know, it's going, it's great, but all the other stuff. And I've kind of reached a place where I don't want to promote anything anymore. I don't want to make any posts. I've got it down to the minimum. Just Patreon and this training that I'm doing. And you know, some days when the technology, first of all, it's just weird with the technology, but you know, you still feel it. But then when it's not working, man, it's like, oh, you know. And but I got so much loving messages from you guys, and I appreciate that. And you know, I always try my best, and just, you know, it's what we do, right? We just keep at it. So thank you for getting through that challenging, you know, few weeks with the technology, and thank you for being a reflection for me and being in this space together, and I hope that it helps you. So tomorrow we have 5 Tibetans class. I have some additions that I've made, and I'll talk about it, but it's just a great, simple, energizing practice. So if you may already know it, but I'll have a few twists on it and a few additions. And then tomorrow afternoon for the training group, we're going to have kind of an alignment workshop. And yeah, so that's it for now. Have a beautiful day. The sun is shining down here in Laguna Beach. Thank God. Thank Goddess. And wish you all a beautiful day. And I'm going to read the messages. And happy Eclipse portal. And happy new moon to everybody. Yeah. Wow. Me too. Thank you. I needed that. Aloha. Thank you. The wording of the prayer. Oh, the Om Hrim Namah Shivaya. Yes. I'll just type that in the chat box real quick, and then I'll actually send it to the Patreon group. So, Om Hrim Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, autocorrect left me alone on that one. Oh, except for, no, it's not Namsa. I think I messed that up. So Nama. So Om Hrim Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yeah, beautiful chant. Retreats again. God knows. I haven't gotten the push yet, but who knows? Maybe anything can happen. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being part of Patreon and for the connection here. And please reach out to me anytime. I appreciate your messages and feedback and, you know, any interactions. Om Hrim Namah Shivaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Ma.